Carolyn Dube here, and today I am playing with some washi tapes. These are designed by Amy over at Artsyville, and I love the colors on these. I love the pattern. I love the play. But how was I going to play with these today? Well, for some reason I was inspired to take this naked Cupid doll and put some clothes on her. So I am going to make an entire washi tape outfit for her. Now don't worry, the arms will go back on. There were no Cupid dolls hurt in the making of this video. So I've got some of her clothes here unrolled, and I'm going to start in the back. That way any seams or things like that are in the back. And then I'm going to wrap around. You can see I'm going over part of her armpit. That's why it's really nice not to have those arms there. I am pushing her down to make sure I've got her securely covered in tape because I am covering a curved surface, so I will have to push it down. Nice thing about this washi tape is it is a little bit stickier than a lot of the other stuff I've worked with, which allows it to stick well on this plastic doll for clothing. Now, yes, I am going to give her a shirt with this, but no, I'm not making her underwear. Not even going to try and make underwear. She's just staying like this. In order to get those arms back on, I'm going to move some of the tape out of the way with a very delicate technique here called stab it through with an awl and then pop that arm right back on. I do find that if you kind of yank it around a little bit, the arm goes on really nicely. I do not recommend using this with real humans. It only works with dolls. To make her skirt, what I'm doing is taking a longer piece of washi tape and then I am folding it up on itself, kind of like making double-sided pattern that way. But I'm leaving some of the stickiness up at the top because that's how it's gonna stick. I'm going to trim that off with some scissors so it has a nice pretty straight line. And then I'm going to attach it right to her about where the waist is. And yep, you know I'm going to save that little piece. Trim off the bottom to make it look all fancy like. And this is how I'm going to make the strips that will build and become her skirt. Well, she looks great, she's got her clothes on, but she needs some accessories. So for this one, I am taking a very long piece of tape and decided to go with the orange to match her shirt. You know, we've got to match. And what I'm going to do now is fold the tape in half on top of itself. So just sticky to sticky and fold it in half as best you can. Keep in mind this is not going to have to be the most precise thing because of what I'm about to do with it. What I'm now going to do is twist it, just keep turning and turning and twisting until I get a tight, skinny line of, and of course I can't seem to keep it on camera either. And I just keep twisting and twisting until I've got a rope, basically, of tape. And that rope is going to become her belt. So I've got the rope made, and I may have to tighten it up, but just keep the round shape of it because, oh yeah, there's nothing really holding it together right now. And so what I'm going to do is wrap around her. I'm going to secure it on the back, secretly apparently, since I'm doing it off camera, with one piece of the orange tape, and then wrap it around her waist twice, and then secure it with another piece of orange at the back. The pattern hides everything. So I'm going to build her a crown because she needs something to adorn her head, to have the complete washi tape outfit. So I've got one piece of tape there, and I had to hold down one end with something because it kept sticking to me, so I just sort of got myself a third hand there. I've got another piece of tape, and I've overlapped them so that they're about half on, half off, so there's actually sticky on both sides of the washi tape. And I'm going to trim off this excess, and of course I'm going to save it over there because you never know when it'll be handy. Then I'm going to fold down one side of it. So basically what I'm making is a taller piece of tape, but it's sticky on the other side. So that is extremely handy for when it comes to attaching the crown. Next thing I'm going to do is give it the ever fancy triangle cuts and make the points of the crown. Now this is a self-adhesive crown, so it's really easy. You just stick it on her forehead and wrap it around the way you want. And when you get to the back, kind of get it to where it lines up and then just cut off the excess. And clearly I thought her head was bigger than it really was, but it's always better for me. I like to have too much than not enough. So I've got that fit around there, but she's still not completely accessorized even though she has a crown. She still needs something more. She needs a magic wand. So out comes a piece of gold wire. No idea what gauge this is. It really could be anything that you want it to be. I just wanted something that would give me something skinny and straight, but that I could bend, because that bent part is going to become how it attaches to her wrist. It'll also come in handy as I cover it, you guessed it, with some washi tape. So what I'm going to do is take a piece of washi tape, and I am going to position the straight part. Yep, going to grab that third hand to keep that thing flat for me. And what I'm going to do is put the wire right on the edge. And you can tell from how easily that wire slipped at the moment. I'm going to cut down the tape so that it is just the size that I need, so I don't have to manipulate or move around any more stuff than what I absolutely have to. So I'm going to put just a little bit of the tape to wrap around the wire on that edge so that it's on there securely. And then what I'm going to do is twist with the handle, the little curvy, the hook down at the bottom, and that's going to kind of twist it as I'm holding the tape to kind of wrap it around, so I end up with the wand part of her magic wand. Leaving some of the metal sticking out because that's how it's going to attach to her wrist. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to attach it to her wrist now. That'll also let me decide if it's the right length that I want, because you may have noticed I haven't pulled out a ruler to measure anything yet. So now that it's on her, I can decide what size I want it, and then just clip it off with some wire cutters or some scissors that can cut wire. Make sure they're ones that cut wire though, because if they aren't, they will hurt your scissors. So now what I need to do is, of course, she needs something at the top of her magic wand, and I thought, a star would be great, but yeah, I can't fold a star with my fingers. So as I'm making this sort of ball that's going to go up there, I decided a heart would be a pretty good shape. Now this isn't going to be, how shall we say, a mathematically perfect heart, a symmetrical heart, but it's a fun heart, and that's what she needs, is a fun wand. Well, I needed a little sparkle on the magic wand, because magic wands have to sparkle, so just a little glitter glue going around the edge. And to me, glitter can sometimes be kind of like a potato chip. You just can't have one. So I had to put some sparkle on the crown. And so as I'm adding the dots around this, I really noticed how fantastic the patterns were on these tapes. All different patterns, but how well they work together in this fun, funky, energetic way. The tape rolls, they're going to become the stand that hold her up so that she doesn't get her glitter on anything while she's drawing. But I still couldn't resist more glitter. Her belt, it needed a little sparkle, and so just a thin line around the front, and she was finished. So here's what she looks like, all dolled up, sparkly, and wonderful with color and pattern. Well, thank you for watching, and thank you, Amy, for inviting me to be a part of your blog hop. Of course, there are links down below where you can take a peek at Amy's stuff over at Artsyville. And if you've enjoyed this video, if you've enjoyed this wonderful Cupid doll, I would love it if you'd share it, because every time you share a video, that is like the fastest way to bribe my muse to get me back into the studio and making another video to share.